Well, good morning, YouTube. All right, here comes Chip. It is Wednesday morning. It's officially opening day here at the Thunder Beach Rally in Panama City Beach, Florida. Little overcast this morning, but there are no signs of rain in the forecast. Nice and breezy. It's absolutely a beautiful morning. We're going to get our curtains open up here in just a few, as so many other vendors have as well, so we can get down to business. But I just noticed that my phone only has an 11% charge. For some reason it didn't charge last night. So we'll get back to you when I get some better charge. Well, right at 9 a.m. we got our first service in, so that's a good sign. And it's a little bit slow, people rolling in here this morning, but that's to be expected on the first Wednesday. It's giving me a little bit extra time to continue through my emails.
Hey, Adam. That's what I do.
Hi guys, a little bit after 11 a.m. As you can see, the people are starting to pour in here. We've got our third bike in service right now, and I'm actually doing a little bit of a project on Dr. Evil. So not a huge busy sales day yet, but there's a couple hundred motorcycles here all of a sudden. So my project on Dr. Evil today that I'm working on is I'm adding a set of handlebar weights. This was pretty common in the metric industry. Almost all sport bikes and stuff have handlebar weights on the end of them to kind of reduce vibration. Keep in mind, most sport bikes run a clip-on style handlebar that clips right to the fork tube, no isolation, and it's really designed to help with the vibration and stability. So because I'm having a slight stability issue with Dr. Evil, I thought maybe I'll give this a try. They might even look pretty cool, which I think so. Here I have the one on the left side installed, so I had to cut the end of the grip out so that this can install inside the bar. But the anodized almost matches perfect with my PSR levers, and I think it gives it a nice look. Now I'm working on the throttle side, and I'm having a little issue there. If I shove the housing up far enough on the bar to where I can fit that into the end of the bar, I tend to bind my throttle. So we're trying to work that out and see if I can get it better. Okay, so what I found is that when I push my throttle assembly and switch housing forward enough to get the bar closer to the end of the actual throttle tube, what's happening is we are pushing these wires against the bar, and that is binding on the inside of the throttle sensor. So I'm going to notch the bar just a little bit here. So I put the tape on there. I only want to go about 1/4 of an inch. So that tape will give me my guide of how far I want to go. That'll give just enough room for these wires to go like that and not bind on the throttle tube. All right, there you go. I did that extra 1/4 of an inch. And if you look here, you can see where the throttle tube kind of comes in and where it rotates. And that's where it was binding, right up against that. All right, well, I finally got it to work, but I had to go back to the drawing board. So what was happening is by the time I slid the controls inbound far enough to where I could get the proper engagement for the bar end weight, we were getting into the curve of the bar. So even though the throttle wasn't binding in the initial position, once I tried to clamp down the perch clamp that holds the master cylinder assembly in, because of that slight curve in the bar, it was tweaking the whole assembly and causing the throttle to bind. Luckily, because I am using the billet aluminum thrash-in throttle tube underneath these moto grips, it's got an end cap that you can take out, which I had taken out in order to put the bar end in, so it can slide into the bar. But that end cap has got the hole in it for the 1/4 inch Allen, so you can unscrew that if you needed to. So I unscrewed it out and I just bolted this to that assembly and then threaded it back in, so it twists with the throttle now, which it wasn't originally going to do, but I don't mind it doing that, and everything works perfect. And I think they look pretty damn good. All right, for the next project, I got these really cool handguards that I want to try to put on here, but they're not meant to fit this bike. Apparently, Burley Brand makes them to fit the 24s, but they're out of stock, back order. Don't know when they're going to come in. So I'm going to try to make the ones that fit the 23s fit this. I know the clutch side will work just fine. It's the brake side I'm worried about, because the brake master cylinder, the whole mechanism is very different over here on the new bikes. Hi guys, we brought the Street King down here to Speed's Performance Plus. Now, years ago, Speed's put the cams in that motorcycle for me and they did the tune, and it's been running absolutely great until Sturgis, when we put the new exhaust on it. Anyway, it's been running great until we put the new exhaust on it in Sturgis. So now there's a little bit of a lean dead spot coming in. So they've got the license and all that stuff on file, so they're going to go ahead and retune it for me and make it purty again. Well, make it run good anyways. It's still going to be ugly. If any of you have ever come to me at a rally and asked who to tune your motorcycle, Speeds is who I always recommend, because they've always done me good. Even before we had a YouTube channel, they took care of me. sir? All right, for the brake side, the modification wasn't too bad. The issue was the way this is shaped in here, when you hit the brake, it would actually hit the handguard. I was able to put a spacer underneath here where this comes through and then spread the bracket out just a little bit wider. I just had to get in here with a screwdriver and tweak that bracket a little bit, and now it clears. The brake lever doesn't hit it. You can see how close it was back there. And there we go. That's what I thought was going to be the hard side. But the clutch side proved to be more challenging because the hole is so far back in, and then underneath we have the actual clutch switch, which interferes. So you saw how the handguards basically have kind of like a C, and it's relatively thin metal, and it wouldn't, slide over that. So we had to make a modification to it. I'm going to show you what we did. So basically I cut one of the brackets off, and I found this other bracket laying around. It's a stainless steel bracket. Well, this is what it actually looked like originally, and I don't remember what it came from. I think it's like a fairing support bracket or windshield support bracket or whatever, but basically that is what I put here. And after I cut it off, I was worried about how thin this metal was with it being flimsy with a vibration. That's why I wanted the heavier bracket, but also you see the difference in holes. The hole closest to my thumb is the original hole in this, but the hole that is furthest from my thumb, that my nose is in right now, that is where the actual mirror post goes through. So at least that bracket is a lot thicker than the original metal, and should give us some good support because we're only using one bracket instead of two brackets. I didn't want to weaken it. Luckily, Randy down the way, he had a welder, so he tack welded it for me, and then I ground it down. It's not perfect. There's a couple little flaws in it, and I just shot it with some quick spray paint. But for prototype purposes, it's working well. So for right now, I'm just letting it sit out here in the sun so it dries up a little bit better before I, handle it too much and try to put it on the bike. But I have test fit it, and it all test fits just fine. Looks pretty good, actually. Hi guys, it's actually about 3:45. We've never had a big rush today, but we just had kind of a steady trickle. We've had 13 bikes in on service so far today. Now last year we had 14 in on service for oil changes and 1 for love jugs. We didn't get the love jugs. We've actually made our sales goal, our minimum sales goal, so hopefully something else will come along still. We've still got a couple more hours here, so hopefully we'll get a little bit more, but you see the place is definitely thinning out. There's not as many bikes as it was here earlier. Hi guys, we got Black Label Performance over here. Come check them out. These guys are the reason my bike's on the dyno right now, because that awesome exhaust system, I had to retune it. Alright guys, we got Big Bear Performance here. I told you guys I saw when they pulled in the other day. I didn't know they were coming. That's because they didn't know they were coming. So just talking with Kevin and his lovely wife, they were actually on their way out towards California. They were already past Panama City. And then they just made a decision to turn around and come back, and they found a place here. So if you guys want your suspension done here, this is a place to come and do it. Alan had his done back in Sturgis, and he swears by it, absolutely loves it. All right guys, there's the Cypress Creek crew out here with all the trikes again.
Beach. It's first day. It's going to be a beautiful rally.
Good morning, beautiful. How are you?
Hi, I'm Ashley at Thunder Beach. Come see me here at Frank Brown Park in Harley this week.
Hi guys, and Breezy Rider is here as well. You guys know that I've been using their product for a number of months now. I just took it off, I don't know, just a couple weeks ago, and it is a really, really good product. There is a video out there, my full review on it, if you want to go check that out. And of course, we got Sanity Jewelry here. These guys know how to do jewelry right. Yes, 9 a.m. All right, so Speeds just finished up with the dyno tune on the Street King. I'm gonna go take it for a short ride, see how it does. I trust these guys, I know it's gonna be good, but I just wanna feel it myself, you know what I mean? All right, so there's the finished product with the handguards. And honestly, I'm not quite sure how I feel about them. Like in the magazine, they look good. I order them. They look good in the box. Put them on the bike. Just something isn't what I expected, and I can't put my finger on it. It's just not quite the way I thought it would look, if you know what I mean. They seem to be pointing down, but I like my controls down, so I may need to make some adjustments so they're a little bit more upright. Guys, right at closing time, I got one more. Guys, it is 6:30. We are closed up, and we're gonna go grab something to eat. I think Katie decided that today she wants the Red Robin, and I'm good with that because they have really good burgers, endless amounts of French fries, and if you get the root beer float, it's bottomless. Literally, I mean, there's a bottom, but they fill it right back up for you. Red Robin.
Yum.
All right, guys, so we just finished with our dinner here at the Red Robin, and it was fantastic like usual. We really enjoy Red Robin. Today was actually a good day. We beat our sales, not by a huge amount. And, you know, the Wednesdays here are kind of like a warm-up day. They're not really like a full-on day like hopefully tomorrow and Friday and Saturday will be. Unfortunately, we are looking at some negative weather towards the end of the rally. It looks like on Sunday there's going to be rain. Don't know exactly how much yet. We're going to keep an eye on it, and hopefully it won't impede too badly. But for now, we're going to close this video, guys. I want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until the next time we see you,
Keep those engines running.
what she said.